Sorry, just no way you can retire. I mean, look, you even think about retiring, you'll get cut on your forearm. That's from me falling yesterday. I went to go get some Papa John's for my kids. Slip and sliding away, fell head over heels like Charlie Brown, dude. Ooh, hurt like freaking. Oh, look at that. Oh, it hurt like hell. Anyway, so I talked to a guy yesterday. Nice, that's a good guy. He and his wife, and they're just crushing up out there in Ohio. He's like, Josh, I was until I came across your videos, I was convinced I'd never be able to retire. I'm just like, why? Why? Well, because of crap like this. Investors say they need 3 million or more to retire with ease. Now, this is what a Bloomberg. Many of you guys had sent that to me, a Bloomberg post. I mean, Bloomberg, I don't know what kind of rarefied air they're dealing with, but I was like, okay, that's just stupid. The average number came in somewhere between 3 and 5 million in terms of what they thought they needed to retire. How many millionaires are there? In the United States, there's only 15.3 million with households over 1 million or more. And I don't know if I believe that actually. 15.3 households with $1 million or more. Yeah, I'm not so sure I believe that. Anyway, fewer than 3% of the people in Bloomberg survey said they would require $1 million or less. The median net worth in the United States is just 121. Well, that's weird. I'm not sure it's 15. I'm not sure I believe that. Actually, let's see where they got that study from. Hold on a sec. What? Well, here it says those numbers do include a primary residence. Okay. Well, that 15.3 million households with $1 million or more. Okay. Well, I'm not going to say misleading, but that's not saying they have $1 million more in I guess because the assets, but that's not $1 million more to spend in retirement. That's, unless you're doing a reverse mortgage, but even that, you're not going to get 100% of the equity. All right, so we got 15 million households with $1 million in assets. Again, the biggest source of most people's asset is their home. That's a fact. All right, so anyway, let's keep going. But the median net worth is just 121,000. Weird. Who does Ben Carson work for, by the way? He's a. Yeah, right there, Ritholtz. I had a guy the other day said, I'm not here to bash Ritholtz or anything like that. There's a guy that said his broker is going to Ritholtz, something like that. Should he fall? I said, look, I got no qualm with Ritholtz. I said, man, just go Schwab, dude. Just go Schwab for heaven's sake. I have no clue how. There's a guy on LinkedIn that's very prominent. I'm not going to say his name, who's affiliated with Ritholtz, and guy just rubs me wrong, man. He always has. I don't get. He cusses a lot. It just rubs me wrong. I hate the need to cuss all the time in my line of work. Like, I follow Owen Benjamin. He cusses all the time. He's a comedian. That's not to make an excuse for it, but just it is what it is. But if you're in my line of work and you're dropping F-bombs over the place, you look like an idiot, dude. I'm just sorry. I hate that crap. And so I just stopped. I was like, and then the funny thing is, he was interviewed by Michael Kitces, and he didn't cuss. I said, so this is an act. I don't know why. And I don't know if he still does it. I haven't listened to this guy for 5 years. I hate that crap. Can you imagine going to the office, and they're just cussing like drunken sailors, and they're all, freaking hoity-toity financial professionals. I said, dude, this isn't an infantry platoon guy. Oh, my goodness. Come on. You don't need to cuss in a professional environment. I'm just sorry. It's embarrassingly, it's just stupid. Anyway, so then we come down here and we see what? Oh, what? The BLS tracks average consumer expenditures by age. As you can see, spending actually levels peak before retirement and only fall from there. Huh. Let's take a look what so let's keep going. Let's take a look what the book I'm working on. We'll show you even more. From the Consumer Expenditure Survey, the BLS, Bureau of Labor Statistics, here's what someone in the age 45 to 54-year-old age group spent in 1984, about $28,000. Fast forward to 2013, 14, when that same age group is over 75, they spent about $35,000, and that's in 2014 dollars. 1984 dollars. All right, so that's an increase of 0.88% a year in actual dollars spent. In 1984 dollars and in 2014 dollars. Now let's put this in perspective. Let's say it's 1984 and you're 45 years old. You come to my office, want to model a retirement plan. You tell me your spending last year was $28,696. All right, because that's what it was in 1984 for the average household who's 45 to 54. In 1984 dollars, mind you. And you want to make sure you're putting enough weight in order to meet those future expenses for when you retire in 30 years. You also tell me you can invest $2,000 a year into a retirement account, which is 7% of your total spending. Because we're spending $28,000, we're going to put $2,000 a year into a retirement account. We run a quick calculation and see that in 30 years, with a 3% inflation rate, your spending will grow to $69,652. This is the error everybody makes in retirement plan. So if you use the 4% rule, once you retire, you'll need $1,741,000 to cover your expenditures, which are based on this number right here, adjusted for 3% inflation over 30 years. Yeah. If you can only invest $2,000 a year, that means you'll need to have $275,000 today in 1984 to meet that. And of course, no one's going to have $275,000 in 1984. That'd be freaking 10 times their salary. 40, no one has that. Of course, if you don't have that's assuming a 6% rate of return. Of course, if you don't have $275,000, but you can contribute $10,000 a year, a third of your spending, you'd only need $165,000 in your retirement account. Yeah, that's not going to happen. All right. So anyway, so here's our spending increments. Again, 1984, $28,000. 2019, about $42,000. I mean, that's literally over 35 years, dudes. Why? Because your spending drops like a freaking brick in water, just like this dude says. Here you are at 45 to 54, your peak spending years. It drops, it drops, it drops. Why does it drop? Well, Ben Carlson says maybe people spend less in retirement because they didn't save enough. No. Retirement is still a new concept. So it makes sense that people say, this stuff is not easy because it's hard to make a financial plan that can last 2 to 3 decades. Yeah, 100%. Over time, be forced to update. Okay, anyway, so no, what happens here? I'll just tell you. We'll just cut to the chase. What's going on here? Your spending drops. There's 45 to 50-year-old cohort in 1984. Here's your 5 years later. Your 55 to 64-year-old cohort. Your food prices went down. Your amount you spent on food went down. The amount you spent on housing went down. The amount you spent on investing in Social Security, pensions, and private accounts went down. The amount you spent on transportation went down. The two things that went up would be healthcare, utilities, and property tax. That's it. Everything else went down. Healthcare, utilities, and property tax. All right? Why? Because your average household size dropped. Makes sense, right? As I write this, I'm 52 and my wife is 48. We have a household now of 4, which is down from 6 just a few years ago. In 5 years, when we are in the 55 plus category, my youngest will be gone and there'll just be a household of 2. How much food do 2 people consume relative to 6, 2 of which are teenage boys? Our food consumption is going to drop way down. Mortgages get paid down. Look at that drop in mortgage interest rate right there. Mortgage interest. Why does mortgage interest go? Well, one could make the argument that the reason for the mortgage interest is lower is because of lower interest rates. Maybe, but you have to explain why this happens continuously regardless of the varying interest rate cycle. Never mind that most people have 30-year fixed rates anyway. The simplest and actual correct reason for mortgage interest dropping is that debt is being paid down. So here we got mortgage interest, $2,400 in 1989, $1,600 in 1994. Less spending on apparel. Your kids are out of the house. You don't spend as much. As I write this, I have a t-shirt on, which I bought years ago, pants that are at least 5 years old, tennis shoes that should have been thrown away years ago. Well, actually, I just did throw them away because of this right there. Entertainment cost drops. All right? My wife and I will continue to go to some sports games because we do like minor league baseball, but we certainly won't spend money like we're going to go see we saw the Flyers and Phillies when we lived in Philly. We've gone to see the Boston Bruins for 6. We've gone to see the Hawks, the Falcons, the Braves. We went to see the Brooklyn Nets when Kyrie was still there up in Charlotte. We're not going to do all that most likely. Our home values did increase. Interesting. Healthcare costs went up. As the older you get, the more costly healthcare is. That shouldn't shock anybody. But your total expenditures went down every single year. When you start going into the higher age bracket, your total expenditures go down. It's just that simple. Again, look at this night. So Beverly, we went from right here. We went from right there, spending dropping from 1989 to 45 to 54 to 1994, 55 to 64 age bracket. Our spending went down. Let's see, 89 to 94. From 94 to 99, it went up when we're still in that same age cohort. But from 99 to 2004, it went down again. All right. From 2004 to 2009, when we're still in that same age cohort, it went up. But then as we get older, it went down again. Geez, that's why this is so frustrating to me. Because people are building their retirement plan on that right there. And it's just, there's no evidence of that whatsoever. None. I mean, again, anyone could, I'd love to see it. There isn't any out there. I've asked this a million times a Sunday. Where is the evidence that your spending increases with inflation? It doesn't, man. It doesn't. And just let me be clear here. The goods go up, and this is why some fool said, I banned him. He said, Josh doesn't believe there's inflation. No, it's that your spending doesn't increase with inflation, guy. That doesn't mean there isn't inflation. It means from your spending perspective, your spending is dropping even while the price of goods are going up because you just don't consume as much. The evidence is overwhelming, my friends. It's time to wake up and smell the retirement coffee. All right, we'll see you.